I'm Dale Smith for Looney Politics, and there's been a great deal of talk over the last week about the COVAX program and Canada accepting doses from it. Now, part of the confusion is that it's being billed as a program for the developing world so that low-income countries can get vaccines, but that's not entirely correct. Canada's participation is part of the mechanism within the COVAX program so that richer countries can pay into it and lower income countries can benefit, partially because the richer countries are able to put the capital forward so that they can de-risk the vaccine manufacturers being able to scale up production before vaccines are approved, as well as to ensure that there is a broad portfolio and sufficient buy-in from across industry. By having this broad buy-in by richer countries, it also gives COVAX the ability to have enough weight in terms of bulk buying options with these vaccine manufacturers. That allows them to bring down costs for lower income countries and make vaccine manufacturing much more equitable across the board. So these are important considerations to realize. Having richer countries pay into the program and being able to get doses as a result is part of the incentive so that they will invest in it and not just have this as a charity, which is part of the problem that COVAX was trying to get around. It's trying to basically dismantle some of that bifurcation between high-income and low-income countries so that there's a much more equity around the world when it comes to vaccines and procurement. If Canada didn't accept the doses, then it would somewhat undermine the program because it not only means that Canada wouldn't be investing for our own benefit as well as for those of other countries, but it also would send a signal that these kinds of programs are not for rich countries to also benefit from and help tear down that wall that this is trying to get over in the first place. So Canada accepting doses as part of what we paid into is what the program is built for. The government included this as part of their vaccine portfolio strategy so that we have a number of different sources for vaccines so that they are not all coming from the same place. The other thing that we can also think about in terms of COVAX is their own vaccine portfolio is deliberately broad as well. Because not all vaccines are created equal, and some of them won't work as well in lower income countries. For example, the Pfizer vaccine needs an ultra cold chain to distribute, and that's not going to be feasible in other countries. So it sounds like much of the broad portfolio that they have access to as a result of input from wealthier countries will allow much more of a broad range for other countries to be able to tap into on a more equitable basis now that the richer countries have been able to capitalize it and have been demonstrating the efficacy of this kind of a mechanism so that we can try and create a more equitable vaccine strategy across the world for future pandemics as well, not just this one. For Looney Politics, I'm Dale Smith.